Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 26 of the Weird Turn Pro. I'm Mo Strummel down in Nashville.
And I'm Jason Winfield in Lamont, PA. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. The weather broke. The trees are changing colors. I was hoping to be outside. I was going to bring everybody outside since it's us singing songs and we could trade songs by the fire, but it's a bit windy and I don't think the mic would like it. So therefore it would not be the show we expected.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. As Jason said, we are going to be playing some of our own tunes today. This is a roll your own show. So we'll be trading some tunes. And as he said, the weather has changed. I've got acorns falling out back. I was telling Jason earlier that I was playing outside today, and an acorn landed on the low E string of my guitar. I thought a string had broken. It was so loud, but and it scared the heck out of me. So anyway,
gotta get used to those Midwestern acorns. They're a little bigger than what you grow up here.
I know. There's a lot of them too. It's unbelievable. And I'm trying to figure out where to park my car, but everywhere I park my car, I get hit with an acorn.
I actually saw a wonderful thing underneath an oak tree that today somebody has taken a furniture blanket and they lift their hood and they tuck it around the edges. So the hood is covered with a furniture blanket, which gives it a little bit of protection. So
good idea.
There you go.
At
least I can help at some point today.
Make a tent out of them. Before we get rolling, I do want to point out to everyone that our new sponsor, we are giving away a viewer gift certificate today, even though we don't have a guest on the show. We will be giving away a viewer gift certificate to the Belcourt Taps here in Nashville. So if you're here, that's fine. You can get. If you're not here, you can still win. And then when you come to Nashville, you can go over to Belcourt Taps, have some great food and a wide variety of beers, and hear great music while you're there. So it's pretty cool. So we'll tell you how to win that in just a little bit. But I guess we should just play something, shouldn't we?
Okay. Yeah, we probably should.
Okay.
Let's.
All right. We flipped a coin and I lost, so I get to go first. Not really. This is a song I wrote a really long time ago. It's a really old song. You can actually go onto any digital music site and get a version of this that's actually, it's not, the recording isn't that. It was done on a 4-track cassette deck. So an old Tascam 4-track cassette deck. For those of you that may have worked with those back in the day, that's how this.
I think there are thousands of Grateful Dead bootlegs that were recorded on exact same machine.
So the quality, the musical quality isn't quite Grateful Dead quality, but the recording quality is exactly Grateful Dead. So that's the good news. The other thing that's interesting is I believe on that recording, the background vocals on that recording were done by, are you ready? Wait for it. Scott Olinger.
Hey! Yeah. Shout out to Iowa Scott, the man who's very, very acquainted with the pork tornadoes, as it seems.
Yes. So this is called Anne Marie, and it's really a high school crush song, is what it is. So
awesome. Here we go.
Sitting on the Delta on a Sunday afternoon, waiting for the Natchez to drift by, thinking about my past and the memories that last, looking at the clouds up in the sky. Her name was Anne Marie, and she's still inside of me. The memory of her seems to set me free. But I was much too shy. She was with another guy, so I let the opportunity slip by. Through 6 and 7 and 8, stand around and wait for her to wake her way down the hall. But I know she never heard, 'cause I never said a word. I was much too scared to make the call. Her name was Anne-Marie, and she's still inside of me. The memory of her seems to set me free. But I was much too slow to ever let her know. Gave up on my feelings, letting go. Nine through 12 went by, and I thought I caught her eye, but I never could be sure of anything. Then she sent a note I thought someone else wrote. You know me, I never miss a thing. Her name was Anne-Marie, and she's still inside of me. The memory of her seems to set me free. No regrets or tears as I wander through the years. The memory of her still produces fears. Sitting on the Delta on a Sunday afternoon, waiting for the Natchez to drift by, thinking about my past and the memories that last, and the opportunities I've let slip by.
Nice. Not a bad song for a high school crush song. It's nice. It's nice. But it's a beautiful guitar line, and it lays in there nicely. And what do you do with that? I mean, it's beautiful. So you put in something that is equally as beautiful, and the innocence of that era and love work together with that sound.
Wow, that was a lot heavier than I thought it was. But I'll take it.
But hey, if it serves its purpose, and I do think one of my best critiques of songwriting is Harry Chapin Live actually talks about the origin of his songwriting and the matriculation of songwriting. You know, and when he first started, the entire point of writing a song was to get someone of the opposite sex horizontally.
Well, I think I once heard it might have been John Mellencamp said the only reason any guy ever learns to play the guitar is to get a chick. It's like, really? But you learn to love it later, at least, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes it just gets you through the day, right. Depending on what you're going through. But no, it's a beautiful line, and I need to go revisit the recording so I can actually break it apart a little bit more. I've listened to it a few times, but
yeah, and you can also give Scott Olinger some crap on it or whatever. So.
I'm not. I don't point fingers because I know what happens.
Very good.
We are watching it on national news on a day-to-day basis. So that said, yeah. I'm going to replay the song I played last week because I've been working with it a little bit, and I want to try some dynamics with it. I hope it works. We'll see. No rent, cheap sign, runaway kid. placing a bid for a better life in the end. One off side stage to it band, working for the man, working for the man, living the dream while you can. Keeping it all together, tearing the system down. Meeting in the middle was never part of your plan. Real estate, bank account, pinstripe suit, cutting dirty deals, raking in the loot just to pay the bills. The life you lead, keeping it all together, tearing the system down. Meeting in the middle was never part of your plan. You can reach for the ring all your life and never get more than scars for your stride. Take every penny from the man next door, and it won't be long till they find you on the floor. Keeping it all together, tearing the system down. Meeting in the middle was never part of your plan. No, no, it was never part of your plan. Said no, no, wasn't part of your plan.
Somebody once told me
Yeah.
there aren't any wrong notes. There's only transition notes. There you go.
I needed to end about 5 notes too earlier than it did.
No worries. So that song is for the folks out there. Jason's been sending me starting to record a little bit of that, and he's been sending me pieces and bits and pieces. And the electric guitar in it is really cool on the recording, and it's kind of like a double process for you right now, because learning some of the DAW stuff and then also building the song at the same time. It's for anybody who's done that, it's really cool. It's fun to do. It's but it can be
addictive, but it's also
it's addictive.
you want it to be right because it's something you're creating and it's something you hear, and as you I am aware that my voice has a lot of open space in it. I know there's a lot of airflow that's going on as I sing. And so trying to find the sound that I'm hearing when I sing it and the sound that actually comes out, we all know that our voice sounds different recorded than what we hear it. But as I'm mixing it, I'm able to get it closer to what I'm hearing. And I can actually then blend my voice with what's going on and what I hear. And that part is extremely cool. It's extremely addictive, and it's extremely time consuming. So
yes, it is. People, I think in the old days with analog, I mean, even though the tape cost more money, the time was probably less spent in the studios because it was just a simpler process. But the DAW stuff is cool because you actually can take it. There's plenty of ways that you can mix sound now. You can actually do it as a graph, or you can do it as knobs if you're used to the analog system and know what you're looking at. But I've been able to, and what's really cool is I'm seeing as I build those graph forms, because I do it from visually. I can't do it from knobs. But as I'm building those, I'm all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I've seen that shape before. And so it helps me because I'm calling back things that I've seen in the past on a board when somebody else was working, and I'm seeing how that's working with my vocal tone. Right.
And then
a lot of the visual sound stuff too nowadays. It's it makes it easier, but sometimes it also complicates it because sometimes I see things that I don't think I'm hearing, and it's like I got to figure out why there seems to be
I call
this
that saw
dichotomy
ear.
going on. So, hey, before we get too far, let's talk about the Belcourt Taps gift certificate
Yep,
again. We're
most
giving
definitely.
away a viewer gift certificate today for Belcourt Taps here in Nashville, and we have a contest. So if you're watching, the very first person who in the comment section, wherever you're watching, the first person who comments and writes and tells us what this is on my shirt, there it is.
Is it a throwing star?
I don't know. So the first person who tells us what that is will win the gift certificate to Belcourt Taps. You see it up there in the corner. It's here in Nashville. If you're here in Nashville, that's easy. If not, I guess you'll have to come to Nashville. But
there you go.
Everybody comes to Nashville eventually. That's the way I look at it. So it'll be okay. All right. So I guess it's my turn. Yeah. Okay. All right. Some reason you just got softer. I don't know why.
Oh, I need to.
Did
I
you
need
turn
to get louder
something
again? Is that better?
Yeah, but there you go.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't really sing this song because I wrote it with Adam Craw, and Adam actually has released the version we recorded. It's on, I think it's everywhere. It's called Twice as Long, but I don't usually sing this. He sings it, and but I'm going to take a shot at it don't be gentle, okay? Because
That's what
I
this
don't.
show's about. I mean, come on. Let's turn the song.
So this is me stretching right now. So just so you know, let me turn my tuner off so I don't kill the battery. Here we go. So this is called Twice as Long. I watched Daddy fix the old Malibu. It was a 69 midnight blue, hardtop coupe, white vinyl seats. The wrench slipped, his knuckles tore. I heard some words I never heard before. He wiped his hands and he turned to me and he said, every time you start something new, you're pretty sure you know what to do, but it's never quite as easy as it seems. 'Cause things go south in a New York minute. You find yourself even deeper in it. Something's always bound to go wrong, and it always takes twice as long. 10 years later at the kitchen table, Mama, I'm not sure if I'm able. She just smiled, said, son, you'll get by. She paused a moment, deep in thought, finished drying that old pot. She wiped her hands and she turned to me. She said, every time you start something new, you find out you don't have a clue. It's never quite as easy as it seems. Things get better in a New York minute. You find your heart gets wrapped up in it. You realize you're right where you belong, and you hope it lasts twice as long. The advice they gave still rings true today. When I'm lost, it helps me find my way. Years have passed, and they have too, but I still see them in that old Malibu. And they say, every time you start something new, you're pretty sure you know what to do, but it's never quite as easy as it seems. Things get better in a New York minute. You find your heart gets wrapped up in it, you realize you're right where you belong. And you hope it'll last twice as long. Now when I drive this old Malibu, I hear the wisdom from those two, and I realize I'm right where I belong. And I hope this takes twice as long. Huh?
Good stretch. Good stretch. That was good.
Was that okay?
Yeah. I mean,
A little
first
high
time I
for
heard the
me,
song.
but when I change the key, it doesn't. It loses kind of the dynamics of it. So, yeah.
Exactly. There's a. Oh, we have an answer.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
I don't see it. Who's it from?
It is on my Facebook account, and it is a Mr. Brian Schultz. Man, excellent. I was in a music with in 97, 98, maybe something like that. That is awesome. Thanks for stopping by the show.
Yeah, he's saying to donate this to a musician in Nashville.
Just enjoying the music. Awesome. Yeah, because I believe Brian's in Ohio now, right? I think so.
Wow. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's not a throwing star. It's a little small.
Yeah, there you go. It is not a throwing star. Correct. I've had people ask me if it, you know what it does look like those. Remember the Star Trek guns, the phasers they used to make that fired these little discs?
Yeah, oh yeah, the little.
It looks a little bit like that. So I've had people say, "Is that a Star Trek disc?" I'm like, I don't know what a Star Trek disc is.
I don't know that it was. Yeah, it was some kind of gun that shot a disc, and it could never hit anything because it was like a frisbee that went.
Exactly, it never went anywhere. Before we go on, I want to point out that, like, I wrote that with Adam Kroll, but you and I write songs together. We just released a new song called "If You Were Me" as the Red Dirt Poets. Why don't you show us the artwork there, Joan? And this is the artwork. But if you want to watch the video, you can find this anywhere. We're up over 1,000 streams right now on Spotify, so we're all excited, and you should go check it out on Spotify for sure. But if you want to watch the video that goes along with it, here's a link to the video. We're going to put this up there. We'll leave it up there for a couple seconds. So if you want to scan it with your phone, you can. If you don't, just go to YouTube, go to the Red Dirt Poets channel. And it's on there with some of our other music. But this kind of excited because we're getting some Spotify streams. I think we've made about 40 cents to date. So all good, right? Yeah. It takes, that's all together. So it's actually 20 cents. Actually, we do the mechanicals. We do them with the entire band, whether they're on the record or not. So actually, we're only getting a third of that because Rose is actually entitled to a third of that. So we do like the Lennon, McCartney, Beatles kind of scenario. So we kind of share everything. But anyway, so there you go. You can take that down. Joan's on the other side of the table today, pushing the buttons, turning the knobs. That's my wife.
Thank you, Joan.
And she's our producer.
Always, it's great to have you around. Wish I saw you more.
You can hear me.
Yes, chiming in. All right, it's back to you, buddy.
Back to me. And since you played your romantic song, and my catalog is very small, I'm working on it, and I've got some stuff in the works, but nothing complete. So this is You Make Time Matter. And we've heard this before, but it's as everything progresses, it becomes kind of
like it.
So.
Used to think I knew my way around this town. I could stop at any neighborhood, dive around, make a friend or two, play some cutthroat fool, or the run of the tape, or a brew. Now I'm asking strangers on the street how to find the places we have planned to leave. Am I so worried about what I might love, I don't know what to do. Now I find I wait dawn every day, looking forward to what you have to say. I'm so worried where I need to be. I hope I don't embarrass myself today. Hey. 'Cause you make time matter. I wish I had more with you. So life is so in tatters. So love, I don't know what to do. Cause you make time matter. So I wish I had more with you. So life is all in tatters. And love, I don't know what to do. Used to think I knew my way around this town. I could stop at any neighborhood dive around.
Yeah. Yeah. You fooled Joan there for a second. The tacits throw her off. It's like, she's heard the song 10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
No, I like that song. That's it. Like, as I've told you before, to me, when you first sent that to me, the first thing that popped in my head was, it's too bad Simon and Garfunkel aren't. It's like, because that song is just like, I feel like I'm back in my basement. I'm that 8-year-old kid, 9-year-old kid in my basement listening to that. So
well, as part of my
Pretty cool.
recording exercise about a month ago, I recorded America. I don't know if I sent it to you or not.
I don't think you've sent me that. No,
Yeah.
I know you. I heard you like play a little riff of it, but
Yeah.
like when we were pre-show one night. But
Yeah, I actually recorded it, and I realize now what you were talking about, and I realize that those little bits of music roots that we all carry with us are
Yeah.
there, whether you know they're there or not, and your chord progressions was much like what we were talking about with Mickey last week. Sorry,
right, exactly.
and the unique chord changes that he throws in to like totally throw you as he's going through the process, and it's great when it happens. But I started realizing as I was I actually stopped playing this song for a little bit after I was playing.
Yeah, exactly. Gordon the Greyhound.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
I mean, it's all there. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I know what I wrote, and I know why he calls it a Simon and Garfunkel song.
Yeah, exactly.
But it also the lightheartedness of it and
Yeah.
the pop that's going on in it really works, and it helps.
I thought more of like their Zoo song when I heard it. I
Oh,
can't remember the Zoo. I can't remember how it goes, but they have a song about going to the zoo, and that's the song that kind of popped into my head.
Something's happening down at the zoo. The monkey.
Yeah, exactly. So it had that kind of feel for me. But anyway, yeah. Listen, but the chord change thing you're talking about, that just popped into my head because I'm working on a chord progression that's a little strange for me right now, and I'm just kind of working it out. But I think it could be a Christmas song, and so I'm looking at that. But I told you already, but I'm telling everybody in the world right now that I am going to be releasing a Christmas song here, probably end of October, beginning of November. I have it off with a young man who's helping me with the mixing and the mastering on this one while I continue to try to move along with other things. So, but look for that Christmas song coming up, I promise. Joan, let's put the sign up slate up so we can tell people how to be on the show. Yeah. There you go. So if you want to come on the show, you can just send us an email at weird@weirdpros.com with links to your music, a good email, and your phone number, and then we'll be in touch. No tracks. You have to do it live and in the raw. It's about the song, and that's why we're here. Unless you're quarantining together, we prefer that you're solo until this crap is over. And the internet isn't instantaneous, so we can't really tie two of you together from two different places. It doesn't really work like that. So if you're interested, you can also just go to our website, weirdpros.com. There it is. And there's a form you can fill out on there that sends me a very special email from you, so that you can do that also. All right. I guess, you just played, right? So
Yeah,
I guess it's my turn again. This is going fast. I didn't realize how fast it was going.
An hour. We keep telling our guests, doesn't an hour go fast?
Yeah, it does. It goes really fast. And now I'm realizing why we keep saying that. I'm going to play a song that I haven't released, but that is probably going to be on the next thing I do. I'm thinking about doing an EP. I'm thinking actually of doing 4 EPs because I have enough for 4 EPs.
Nice.
But I'm thinking about doing EPs because albums take a while. They take twice as long.
Right.
And I talked to a bunch of young people when we were on vacation, and they said just release singles. They said, because we don't buy albums at all. And I said, well, a single is okay, but to me, I'd like to put it together in a little package. And to be quite honest with you, radio and other people have not caught up with the way young people buy music. No. And radio and reviewers want you to send them an EP or an album. They won't review singles, and they won't play singles, and they won't. But the radio has not caught up with that yet.
Well,
I don't understand.
I think we could actually have a whole episode just based on what we're talking about right now. And I do, the more I listen to radio, the less I think it's relevant. It is going the way of the newspaper quite quickly.
It's not relevant to the audience necessarily, but unfortunately, it's relevant to the decision makers.
Yeah. Well,
it's relevant to the part of the issue.
Well, it's based in advertising. So the local community relies on the radio for advertising dollars and notifications out to the community. Right. The listener, well, let's face it, the most people who are buying music, at least we look at it and you figure between 13 and 25 are your major music market. And radio is not something they're even exposed to.
Right.
Because they're listening to a Bluetooth device, or they have satellite radio in the car, or their phone is hooked up so they can play their playlist, and that's what they listen to. So the playlist is actually probably a more relevant way to get yourself in there. And there was actually an article in the ASCAP update. I'm gonna say it was maybe Friday of last week, that actually went into the fact that if you're a young artist working, releasing an album or an EP becomes extremely expensive. If you can get studio time a song and make that one song something special, then you can save up again and do the next song rather than spending a day or 3 days in the studio making a full release. So.
Right. And I debate this all the time. Should I just go ahead and, because I have a couple songs recorded, I could fix them up and probably be ready to go. But then I'm like, I'm not, literally reviewers say, don't send us singles. Right. We don't review singles. And my answer is, well, then I think you're missing the market. I don't get it. And the radio is the same way. If you don't have like a body of work, they think, well, this is good. And by the way, there are plenty of one-hit wonders in the world that have done very well for themselves. So I don't really understand where a lot of this comes from, because to be honest with you, I probably don't pay as much attention as I should, but anyway, I'm going to play an old song again that I haven't recorded. It's recorded, but I'm redoing the recording, but has not been released. And this is a song for all of my friends back in Pennsylvania there. So this is actually called Pennsylvania Moon. It's a full moon tonight, by the way, and tonight is the actual full moon.
I love
And,
that.
so
Whatever I can
yeah,
do,
so
if you need it, I am there for you on whatever you want for this.
all right. So this is called Pennsylvania Moon, and I wrote this in an airplane on my way to Denver, and it's really about the woman across the table, anyway. So. Well, I'm 1,000 miles from home, sitting here drinking my Bud Light all alone, and I'm thinking about when I'm going to see you again, back there in my Pennsylvania home, where the brandy wine runs deep and wide, and the fields on the mountainside, when the Allegheny band plays Roll Out the Barrel Again, I'll dance with you beneath the Pennsylvania moon. I miss you more than I can say, and I think about you every single day, sitting by the pond with your favorite sundress on, back there in my Pennsylvania home, where the Susquehanna rises near the bend, and the fields of corn go on without end, when the Allegheny band plays Roll Out the Barrel Again, I'll dance with you beneath the Pennsylvania moon. Why I ever came this far, when I want to be right there where you are. Where the Tussey Mountain Range reveals the sun, and the battle was fought to keep the Union warm, when the Allegheny band plays Roll Out the Barrel Again, I'll dance with you beneath the Pennsylvania moon. Yeah, I'll dance with you beneath the Pennsylvania moon.
Love that song.
Yeah. Shooter likes that one too. Shooter down at the brewery. He likes that one.
Well, Shooter and I have some similar tastes. When I break out El Paso or any of the Marty Robbins, he's all about that. There's something about a story song that like touches Shooter.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, before you play, I'm just wondering, what are you drinking?
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to the new month. we at this point we are awaiting every new chance we get to have something maybe good happen. So I am enjoying a O Fest from the Devil's Backbone back down in Virginia. I will say I had my first Devil's Backbone when I went to go see the Turnpike Troubadours. Rest their souls as a band for now.
For now. I am doing a variety here. I have a pregame. I had a Black Abbey Rose. So this is their Black Abbey Rose, which is a sort of a Belgian style ale. It's pretty cool. And now I am on the Pearl Street Gold during the show. Black Abbey Brewing, pretty cool place down the road here in Nashville. And if you ever come, you should look them up. Go there if you're here. I believe they have outdoor seating right now. So awesome. Socially distanced, safe, all that stuff. Well, safe as can be. But if you're in,
it's not Broadway, right?
Yeah, it's not Broadway. So there you go. All right. What do you got?
Well, I thought I would get another shot at that depressing song that you heard on a beach in Naples, Florida. Well, see, I come from a folk song background, and I actually, when there was the cathartic process of listening to music when you're in a not so pleasant place is something that I remember, and I'm going through this revelation personally about why that is, and it has a lot to do with other, my job and presenting art and all of that part, and where this voice comes from and why it is, can you tell it's getting darker here?
Yeah, something happened. It was, are those automatic lights?
No, it's a light that's been on the whole time. I think the whole room just got darker all of a sudden.
Okay.
The sun is like going away over there.
I was going to say, you're glowing all of a sudden.
I'm thinking about a sad song, and that's what I do.
Okay.
But yeah, that's I want to explore that a little bit more personally for my own satisfaction, and it might lead me away from the modeling a little bit, which would be not necessarily a bad thing. But this is something that came to me. I think I wrote a lot of this on an airplane. I lived in Florida I lived in the Tampa area for about 6 years. And while I was there, there was a couple down the street, and a lot of these words came from conversations I had with the couple. I at this point, I do believe that they have both passed on. I'm not sure the Christmas cards came back this time, so I know one of them has passed on. But there was a language of the region, and I think the language of the region is what I was trying to capture. And it was also a place I was leaving, not in the best of mental health. So I think that's what toned some of what was going on. But with more knowledge, and once again, I said that, I do believe there's a cathartic process of what's going on in this one. So
cool.
Salty, sultry air just hangs around us as the silence fills the empty in our space. Live oak by the porch is slowly melting with the gentle dripping tears of Spanish moss. I wish that I could say just what I'm feeling. The distance is not so great between us as the swaying porch swing cradles us inside. I don't know how to reach across this chasm, for the ball and chain of blame just pins me down. I hope you hear the words that I'm not saying. time it moves, each day a little slow. The mysteries of a broken heart remain untouched. We started with a spark that let fire. Now feelings can never feed the flame. It burns so hot with passion and desire. Our lust filled burning eyes, they slowly close. And I know that we will learn no other way. Our pain, it seems, is never over. The heating blisters on and on and on and on. Our time, it moves, each day a little slow. The mysteries of a broken heart remain untouched. Our pain, it seems, is never over. The heated blisters on and on and on and on. My time, it moves, each day a little slow. The heat of a broken heart remains untouched. The sultry air just hangs around us as the silence fills the empty in our space. The live oak by the porch is slowly melting with the gentle dripping tears of Spanish moss.
That song is much more mature than when you sent it to me on the beach, dude. And I use the word dude in conjunction with beach there, just so you know. I don't usually say that word. But anyway,
good.
yes, that song has grown up significantly. And I think you should, now that you're working on the other, on the
Yeah, on the dog, maybe.
recording stuff, I think you should try to take another shot at that on the recording and
Okay.
kind of, one of the things I do, like you said, you can, and I think I texted earlier to you this week about going down rabbit holes, right? When you're working on a recording like that, you can suddenly find yourself shooting down a rabbit hole that you really shouldn't have gone down and things like that. But sometimes if I work on a couple songs at a time, then I can jump off of one if I feel myself like just at a point where I'm stuck or I can't figure out where I should really take this. Then I go to a different song so I kind of work on two at a time, and that way I can jump off of that one. And then when I come back, it's a little more fresh and I have a new ear for it. I think if you sit around and listen to it too many times without jumping out. Yeah. So
Well, I did that.
But
and I did it with this song. So I actually was working on this song, and it started going in kind of the same direction we were the middle song with the electric, and it kind of went out where you couldn't sing with it anymore.
Exactly. And I need to walk away. And that's when I said, okay, well, this other song I know is a song that I want to be that, and I want it to work that way. But I'm really liking, the good thing is with the time that we have right now, I'm able to spend a little bit more time thinking about how I want the song and what I'm trying to say. And rather than just trying to get the words out there, actually trying to figure out how that expression needs to work to convey what I'm trying to say.
And I think
Right.
as this song grows, the I think when it was first recorded, there was a pathetic quality to it that
Yes, that's the version that you sent me on the beat. I agree. No, I agree with that.
and I think allowing yourself to grow with something and to continue working. I mean, I like what this song does, and I like where it goes. And I can't, it would be great. This is one of those ones you don't really want to send to anybody else because you don't want it to have that same, I don't want it's a little too personal and it's a little too what it is.
Right.
And so it's one of those ones where I don't know that I could actually change much because there's faces I see when I'm singing the song.
Right.
And I need what the song needs is for me to grow into the song. And I think that's what I'm experiencing right now. And that's what our weekly little interludes help with, is because I bring something back and I'm able to think about it over the time. And maybe, sometimes things pop up while I'm playing it while we're working and doing the show. So I do agree that it needed to grow up, and it was pathetic. And I didn't, that was learning the first time I'd ever really used the DAW, and it was GarageBand, so it wasn't like a sophisticated process.
No, right.
But it was, and figuring out how to fit words, because this was one that I actually had the guitar line, and I went into my phone with some thoughts I had written at a particular period in my life that involved other people in my life and my own self in the process.
Right.
But it was, so there was a whole lot of emotion in that, and figuring out how to get that out in a fashion that actually was something that didn't feel as though it should have been in the circle of a counseling group.
Right.
And not that there's anything wrong with that, but who wants to?
No. And it was, and when you first sent it to me, I was kind of like, what is going on? But how can I understand exactly? Like you said, it's a very personal song, so you're right. I don't know if somebody else could sing that, just because what do they know? They don't know any of the things behind it, So, yeah. So, hey, listen, I just want to other sponsor, Longtree Botanicals, CBD products online. You can go get them. And the sponsors, for those of you that might be interested in coming on the show, just so you know, Belcourt is providing gift certificates for the artists. Longtree Botanicals pays $20 a show to be on here, and that $20 goes directly to the artists. So we send it to you. We don't make any money on the show. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to give songwriters a platform during this pandemic, and that was the whole purpose. We started the whole thing, was to give people a chance to play, not just stream themselves online, but to have two knuckleheads here. Yeah, at least two knuckleheads that could react immediately to your songs, and also talk about the songs and ask the questions that maybe some of our viewers have, and that sort of thing. So that's one of the reasons we started this. So if you are a songwriter and you do want to come on, just go to weirdprose.com and fill out the form. We'll get in touch with you, I promise. Yeah. And we do have a lot of fun. All of our other shows are archived at weirdprose.com, and the latest episode is always up on the index page. So if you went there today, you would see Mickey Zetz, the show from last week, which was a really good show. So I advise everyone, if you missed it, go watch it, because it's pretty cool. The guy's pretty crazy, and he actually we got to do his a preview, like a world video. What do you call it? World debut. Yeah. So yeah. Well, maybe not a world debut, because I think it was uploaded before that, but I'm gonna lie and call it a world debut. Because that's us, and we need to do.
So this is up to you now. This is your song.
All right, I'm gonna play. This is a brand new song. I wrote it for Joan's birthday.
It's a good song, folks. You'll like.
Yeah,
this.
I'm not quite sure what this is called yet. it's either called Hey God or We're Still Standing, one or the other. Those are the two choices. Actually, if after you hear the song, if you like one of those titles in particular, it's either Hey God or We're Still Standing. You can put it in the comments section. You can help name this song right now. The song was, I wrote it for her birthday, but it also takes into account kind of what's going on right now. That's the whole point of the song. And I played it for her. The first time she heard it was while the cake was in front of her in North Carolina. We flew the kids into a house and a couple close friends, and I played it for her right before she. Did you blow out candles? I don't even know if they had candles. Oh, maybe it was a fire hazard. So, I mean, so
Wow.
yeah, cooking my own dinner later. So it'll be all right. All right.
If you use your birthday candles, you burn it.
Well, yeah, I beat her, so it's okay. No, I didn't mean I beat her. I mean I beat her in number of candles. So this is called Whatever You're Going to Name It on the website right now. Rivers run wild, birds fly free, sounds a lot like you and me. Hey God, we're still standing here. Mountains grow old, people do too. I'm happy I got to grow old with you. Hey God, we're still standing here. When it rains, don't you know, I'll find you that old rainbow. And when the sun is beating down, well, I'll bring that old rainbow around. Hey God, we're still standing here. Ups and downs, round and round, take a look at the love I found. Hey God, we're still standing here. Steps behind, steps ahead, it'll all work out, that's what she said. Hey God, we're still standing here. And when it rains, don't you know, I'll find you that old rainbow. And when the sun is beating down, well, I'll bring that old rainbow around. Hey God, we're still standing here. Hey God, we're still standing here.
I'm with Rose.
What's that?
I'm with Rose. We're still standing
There
here.
you go, Rose. Rose wants We're Still Standing Here. Okay. If you have any other votes, get them in now.
I'm gonna throw in a little support for that on the songwriting sessions I've had with the crew.
Right.
I will refer to them, Mr. Soletta, Mr. Lee, and Mr. Miners. They like the last line of the chorus to be the title of your song, so you walk away remembering what the song was.
That is. I agree to a certain extent, but there are times where I feel like that's not entirely
I agree.
the thrust of a song necessarily. I understand the idea of a hook, but the hook doesn't necessarily have to be at the end of the chorus.
Yep. Nope. I am in agreement with you.
It's stronger. It's stronger if it is. I agree, but sometimes I try not to follow any rules when I write. So that's
You
the
don't like to
that's
follow
the
rules anyway.
yeah.
Bob.
I mean, I like the rules, but I just sometimes they don't fit. So
Nope. Hey,
Hi,
Mr.
Dan
Dan,
Carlgren.
I hope you're okay. I hope there's no smoke in your house. I think I talked to Dan for a couple hours a week or so ago, and it was great to catch up and get to see what was going on in his life, and he's going in a wonderful direction. But
That's awesome.
it was also right in the middle of the fire, so he was holding the fort down.
Well, next time. Well, Dan, I'm just going to challenge you right now to darts the next time I see you. So there, I threw it out there. There
you go. And since he has family now out in Portland, you're going to see him more often.
Well, we hope. Tom's still out there, so Sarah's on her way here right now. She's driving cross country.
Oof.
Yeah.
Time to drive.
Yeah. So, oh well.
So anyway, we've had a pretty good show. It's gone well.
Yeah, I think so.
It's October.
I think a lot of good songs today.
Yeah, it's been nice to see how things grow, and it's been nice to get to spend time just talking to you about what your music is doing. We spend a lot of time.
I know that I you know what though, it is October. We're coming up on Halloween, right? Yeah. It's the scary time of year, and I do know for a fact that you have a ghost story, don't you?
Yes, I do. And as a matter of fact, if you listen to it a little closer, and I didn't even intend it, I wrote it before you went down there with your close friends, you might actually get a little chuckle at about halfway through the song. So,
all right.
It was midnight in a bonfire on the Carolina coast, drinking dark rum from a bottle, toasting blackberry toast, contemplating conquest on Queen Anne's Revenge, knowing that his treasure was buried somewhere in the sand. Been a good week with a few friends, trying to drink the Jolly Roger dry. It was last night by the seaside, won't be back for quite overnight. So somewhere after last call, we stumbled to the point of a teacher's hope. Needed to say farewell to the man of the hour before we started our voyage home. And the water turns to white foam as it crashes to the shore. And the legend was born when the pirate died just off this coast, you know. Some say his spirit roams this street when the moon is right. David Jones releases bones off his Uncle Cook Blue Mine. From the darkness he appeared, walking alone along the sand. He called out, I said howdy, raised a bottle in my right hand. I said, kindly, don't mind if I oblige. You can't find a cure to what ails you on the other side. He said his name was Eddie, he could teach us many tales, but his eyes lit up when he talked about the pond. Stayed for quite a while, cleared my bottle and he sighed. Better move on before the sun starts rising. And the water turned to white foam as it crashed into the shore. And a legend was born when the pirate died just off this coast, you know. Some say his spirit roams this stretch when the moon is right. Ocracoke. Yeah, the sailor turns to white foam as it crashed into the shore. And a legend was born when the pirate died just off this coast, you know. Some say his spirit roams this beach when the spoon is dry. David Jones released his bones on that Ocracoke Blue Moon.
Yeah. Yeah. We did drink the Jolly Roger dry, I'm pretty sure. There was, I'm not going to say we drank a lot, but we drank.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
just
I'm sure that the Roger was jolly through the journey.
Roger was jolly. Roger was there. Roger was jolly. So, yeah. Listen, this was a pretty good show. I liked it. A lot of people are saying it was a good show. So I think we did okay. I think we carried everything all right. Yeah.
I think we did okay. I
Yeah.
need some new stuff because if you're a regular, you've heard it, but you've watched it grow. So,
Yeah, exactly.
and that's
So,
a whole other song.
All right. So listen, our time's about up. We want to thank everybody who's been watching and who continues to watch. If our folks if our friends in Australia are down there watching, down under, we appreciate your support and your continued support. I want to tell everybody that we're working on a guest for next week that I think is going to be pretty cool if we get everything together for this show. And you're probably not going to want to miss it because
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it's going to be a fantastic show. If we can get him on, I don't want to reveal it yet because we haven't firmed everything up. But keep an eye on our Twitter accounts, our Facebook accounts, and hopefully we'll be making an announcement here in a day or so. We really appreciate everybody's support, and thanks to our sponsors as usual. So you know what? That's about it for tonight, Jason. As Hunter S. Thompson wrote, when the going gets weird,
The Weird Turn Pro.
that's it. Yes. All right. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Have a great week, everybody. See you next Thursday.